Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the 56th Annual Governor's Cup. I'm here in the Gov Cup tent, I guess is what, Becky, is that's what you told us to call it, with Christine Gribben, the esteemed chair of the Governor's Cup Committee in her 10th year of putting up with all of us. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Any news to report before we get going here?
I want to congratulate every one of you for cleaning out your lunch boxes yesterday. Everyone, thank you. Today we're going to dock back inside six over there, and all the Empire boats. We can get them on the inside. We do have beer cans today, and all the big boats will be on the outside. That's about it for housekeeping, and then we'll just go into the boat draw. Marcello, we're going to start at reverse order today.
Marcello Torre, Royal Freshwater Bay Yacht Club in WA, Western Australia.
Turn around. 11. Coal Tapper. 7. Timothée Russe.
8 from France.
6. Morgan Pinkney.
Newport Harbor Yacht Club.
Oh.
The other yacht club.
2.
Morning.
Next. Yep.
Number
10. Okay. Max Paul. Oops. I did. Jeffrey. Accident.
Any guesses?
3. Josh Hyde. 9. Tom Higgins. 12. Alex Colquitt. 8. Alec Coleman.
We have Colquitt and Coleman on stage with Andy this morning.
Number 4. Justin Callahan. Uh-oh. 5. And Nicholas. Number 1. All right. So that's it for me. If we could have Ryan Davidson come up.
Thank you, Christine. Ryan Davidson, the acting PRO, until Dr. Don Becker gets here.
All right. Thanks again for bearing with us yesterday. Challenging conditions the last 2 days. It looks like, unfortunately, we have the same challenging conditions today. As we were just standing over there, I noticed the fog start to lift, so hopefully it keeps lifting and we can get out there. I think as the fog kind of comes and goes, we'll kind of give you guys an update about 10-ish, whether we plan to leave at 10:45 or we'll try to get out there a little earlier today. So stand by for an update at 10 as to when the tow will leave. But of course, we'll sound the horn as we're leaving the dock. We're also here for you guys and making sure the racing is fun and fair for you guys. So if you guys notice anything on the race course that should be changed or you think is wrong, please feel free to come by and sail by me and say that. Can't promise I can fix it, but at least I can hear from you guys on what's going on too. So. Yeah, and today our intent would be to try to get you guys in for beer cans tonight, but with our challenging conditions the last 2 days, we need to get a lot of racing in still. So hopefully to stay on track with the schedule, we're going to hopefully get you in, but be prepared for another long day as well. That's it. Thanks.
Chief Umpire, Damien.
Good morning, everyone. We enjoyed being out in the water with you yesterday and watching you. Have you got any queries, comments or concerns this morning for the umpire team? No. Excellent. We'll go out and do the same again. Just let you know, last night, Mr. Rossi, we were brushing up on our French so we can better appreciate some of your feedback on the water. So, thanks. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Mr. Greg Newman, our chief bosun.
Good morning, everyone. Great day yesterday, really challenging conditions. So hats off to the committee who was adjusting things, moving things, stopping things, starting things. That's just as tiring for them. So great job, Ryan. Y flags still haven't sold one, so they're down to $15. So if you lose a Y flag, they're only 15. Let me know. Everybody in the challenging conditions, nobody was muscling stuff around, but they were just sailing fast and loose. So no kites were torn. We had one of our guys that goes around and checks all the boats every night and every morning. These are supposed to go in your gear bag with your sheets and what have you. So he took them off the boat, and of course he left. And so now I have 2 sets of these, and I don't know which bag they're supposed to go in. I think it's boat 3 and something else. So I apologize for that. 5. So we got that done. Really, again, nothing else to say. I mean, trash was out of the boats. People had hosed off their boats. People put their lunch boxes back. So
They are cleaned out, all of them. It's a first.
So a couple of thanks. We've thanked the race committee a lot, and Becky, who kind of runs our show here. But also like to Dr. Bray, who's a major sponsor here and helps out so much in so many ways. Last second, I literally lost my bosun boat, and he said, "Take my rib. It's yours. You got it for the weekend." So thank you, Dr. Bray, again. And for making my and for fixing a lot of our backs, mine included. So thank you very much. Also, just a couple quick shout outs. Sarah and her team that are here at dark 30 in the morning, and then they leave at way dark 30 at night, setting all this stuff up, getting the food, doing the lunches, prepping for when you get in and all of that. So I think the staff here at the club, in my view, and I'm biased, I'm a member, but I think they've done a fantastic job of hopefully treating you well, feeding you well, and hope you feel like you're comfortable and at home here. So Sarah, thank you. And last but not least, the one who started the earliest and will stay the longest, Brian, who's standing in the back, right back there with the gray shirt, arm folded and the grumpy, like that guy. So he and I work hard on seeing who has the grumpiest profile. He's winning right now. But Brian does so much. We have to move a lot of stuff, as you can imagine. trying to own these docks for 5 or 6 days is really, really tough. Anything I need, I text him and it's done. It's waiting for me every single time. So Brian, you and your dock team and facilities team, thank you very much for treating our guests so well. Appreciate it. Done.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for the day? For me? For anybody? Nope? Okay. Let's turn it over to you and Andy. Okay.
Sorry. Slide. We may be waiting for the breeze.
Coach Neville Whitty from Sydney. Good morning, Nev.
You're only a coach if you listen to. Okay, good morning. My question is, because we're here, and this is obviously it's a fantastic event, so we're grateful to be here. But a day like today, where we're likely to be waiting for breeze, we will be sailing short courses if we get out there because of the time and everything. I'm really wondering why we just don't go and sail in the basin. There's no traffic today. It's small. It's flat water. I mean, seriously, why aren't you sailing in the basin? It's so easy, less damage to the boats because they're not wobbling up and down. Somebody hurts themselves, OH&S, quicker to get good care should something happen. But right there, it's like fantastic. It's better than half the places the grade ones are sailed in.
It's a summer here. It's not winter. And our junior program, all the kids race on Tuesdays and Thursdays up in the turning basin where exactly we would be.
Send them somewhere
work.
else.
There isn't anywhere else.
This is the this is the best regatta in probably in the world for youth sailing right now this week, and it sort of deserves some priority, I reckon.
We'll work on it. How's that?
Okay, I'll give you half an hour.
Neville Whitty, thank you, Nev.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Christine.
All right.
I think we're going to bring Andy up, and while he's coming up, I'll just give you a quick report. You may remember from last year, we had the Coach's Corner. It was a new tradition with Will Bolden, and I think Will's checking his stock account this morning, so he's not with us. But Will started this tradition, and we will hopefully have a Coach's Corner report in due course, if not today. We've had Neville up here, and we maybe get some of the other coaches, but Will is checking in from last night. He was giving advice to Gov Cup gurus here at BYC last night about, 10:30. He was coaching a few Gov Cup officials. You see Alan Andrews there on the left, the designer of these great yachts. Andy says it's maybe his best design ever. Will, of course, Gov Cup guru Andy Rose, Britt Hammock, who's on the Gov Cup TV team, and, of course, I guess he's deputy bosun, isn't that right? Patrick Lieber.
Not my department.
Not your department, but without further ado, after that, Coach's Corner, Andy Rose, Gov Cup guru. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, everybody. The only problem with Will's Coach's Corner reports is he generally writes them at 10:30 in the evening, and by then they get a little. Well, they're written in Welsh, actually. But anyway, welcome everybody. I'm sorry about the conditions, but the race committee is doing a tremendous job, and so we have 12 races in the bag, and I think there's every reason to expect we'll get another 6 today, hopefully.
Race committee doing a terrific.
Race committee is really
job.
I would not want that job in this series, but and you can see the improvement in everybody. You guys are sailing the boats fast, which you have to keep the keels working in the light air, and anyway, I'm just very pleased. Let's get our guests up here.
Okay, and our guests today are Alec Coleman from Canada and Alex Colquitt from Great Britain. Come on up, gents.
Welcome, gentlemen. Well, both of you are having a pretty good regatta here for newbies. What do you think?
Morning. We're having a great time and doing pretty well so far, I think.
Well, I think everybody's looked at the leaderboard, obviously, but there are 9 teams. Realistically, anyone can still get in the semifinals, all 12 teams, mathematically. It is more likely that it will be one of 9 teams, which is amazing. I mean, 9 out of the 12 could still easily make the semifinals. So today's a big day, and tomorrow we'll probably do, if we get 6 in today, then, there'll be 4 tomorrow, before we go into the first race of the semis. So a lot can happen. How are you finding the conditions, Alec? You've sailed in Vancouver. which is, I guess you get fog there, but how is it?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting not really being able to see the windward mark, but in terms of the wind and the current and the chop is actually something we're pretty used to. So I think that's played into our favor a bit. Once we learned the boats, it definitely helped. We were struggling on the first day to keep the flow going.
Yep. Yeah, but they're good in a chop. You just have to sail them fast through it. Alexander, have you sailed the Elliots?
Yeah, Elliott sixes.
Yeah, and what do you think? Compare this boat. In light air, I think this boat would be far superior, I would think.
Yeah, they're quite similar in a lot of respects. You can throw the boat around kind of with body weight, but yeah, these boats are a lot more powered up and really get going in the light winds.
Yeah, I mean, they were, Alan designed them. The design brief was to be able to sail in 4 or 5 knots of wind, and he succeeded brilliantly. We would wish for a little more just because, it's a little boring to watch, to be perfectly honest. But I know you guys are having a great thing out there, and some of the races were incredible. I'm sorry, I do the daily press releases, and I'm sorry to know, I guess someone went swimming yesterday, which I didn't know about until after the release was done. And the water's nice. How's the water? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good. All right.
Who went swimming? Should have had him on the stage.
Should have had it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we may bring him up here. So I think, you guys are both, the UK has won this a couple times and, generally does well. And you're certainly representing the UK, very well here. It's great, Alexander. And Alec, the second Canadian team we've had. But again, I guess that, the intercollegiate championships in Canada may mean something, huh? You're pretty good.
Yeah, I guess maybe means a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's great. There are a lot of intercollegiate champions. We should have a special trophy for among the skippers that have won an intercollegiate championship in their own country. We should have a special trophy for the top intercollegiate sailor here. So anything different today? You guys have both now had 2 days in the boats. Are you totally comfortable with with them and the whole deal?
I think we still found a few things a bit tricky, especially when the wind drops off.
Right.
But getting a lot more used to them, and Jamie and Reese at the front doing a great job with the boat handling. So yeah.
I haven't. We didn't watch carefully the starts. How are your starts going? They must be pretty good.
Yeah, we're feeling generally quite good. I think we lost a couple kind of yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Alec, how about you?
Yeah, definitely feeling better in the boats, getting more comfortable switching the flow over the foils and getting accelerated again. Definitely lots still to work on, but looking forward to it.
All right. Well, great. Well, guys, thank you very much, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves, and best of luck, one of the 9 teams. Let's you guys get out. We need to hear about the swim yesterday. Thanks, you.
Andy.
So this has become a sailing/swimming competition. There'll be prizes for both. So what happened? Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Danny.
Oh, God, he's like Harry Price. I can only get one word out of him. So tell us about your swim. What went on?
It was the first race and a very close race. A lot of action, and it was just a fast jibe towards the end, and I wasn't looking down, so I missed the hiking straps. The worst part is that it took a while to get back on the boat, so I was swimming for a while.
Well, obviously you're a good swimmer. Well, it could be worse. You didn't lose the ends of your fingertips. So anyway, well, that's great. How was the water? Was it cold? Or?
It was actually very refreshing.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, can we expect a little more of that today?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Danny, before you go, give us your full name, please, your home yacht club, what team you're sailing with.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sailing with Justin Callahan for Biscayne Yacht Club, and I'm Danny Rano.
And you're what? I'm sorry?
Biscayne Bay Yacht Club.
Close enough. Thank you.
Close enough.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Andrew, shall we do some reviewing of the scores here?
Yep.
I'll put them up
Go
on
for
the
it.
screen if you want to have a look. There are Becky's chart. Now, those of you not here, I'm sure everybody here knows Becky is real-time updating the scores on matchracingresults.com. She gets them in from the race committee, updates them right live on all day long, so you can watch it. If you're watching the show anywhere in the world, you can see the results being updated, matchracingresults.com. And then after racing, she posts on the notice board, on an easel here in the Gov Cup tent, the results. And Andrew, if you want to take us through these results, let me back that up. Because interesting how tight. Okay, Jeffrey's launched. He's at 12-0.
That's an old one on the
Is
screen.
that an old one? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Well, take us then from memory, since you went to Stanford and your brain is good.
Well, there, as I said, without going through the whole list, because you all know where you stand, but there are, Jeffrey has a lead without question. He's just got to avoid the winning every race in the rounds robin curse. But yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah. Well, no,
tell us about the curse.
Ask Yakum. Well, there's sort of, if you match race for a long time, there is sort of it's a surprising number of times when a team that wins all the races in the round robin, either a single or double, does not win whatever the event is. And so it's sort of a curse. Well, I talked to Dave Perry, who is, as you guys know, is or some of you may not, but he's a 5-time U.S. match racing champion and one of the best teachers I've ever met in my life. And I asked Dave about that, and he says, well, yeah. He says, there is a curse. He said, but I'd just as soon win all the races in the round robins. So, that's the word. So there really isn't, but it happens. So anyway, Jeffrey has a 4-point edge.
Up to date.
Yeah, he has a 4-point edge on everybody. So unless the sea monsters come and attack your boat, I think Jeffrey is highly likely to be in the semifinals. But the 6s, 7s, and 8s, I mean, that's just nothing with 10 races to go. So literally, as I said, mathematically, anyone can still get in the semis. But as a practical matter, it is more likely than not that one of those other 8 teams to make 3 places. So it's what we always hope for in the Governor's Cup, incredibly close racing, and we got it.
We do indeed, in spades, as you said in your press release last night. Andrew, what's that around your neck?
It's my Kawala Bay.
And from where did that come?
Where do you suppose koalas come from?
Well, I know where country they come from, but was that a gift from
yes.
Will Bolden or from?
I don't remember. All the Aussies look alike to me. Okay. So that's my pet koala.
Andy, you know the weather here pretty well. Talking to Bobby Steele this morning, he says it's basically a repeat today. Fog should burn off at 1 o'clock-ish, and then tomorrow and maybe a knot more today, maybe another knot more tomorrow, and then a repeat of tomorrow on Saturday. Is that what you're hearing and seeing?
Yeah, I think it is. But these are, stop me if you heard this, but these are a little unusual to have this many days of this here. I don't know if you guys, before your time, there was a great surfing movie called Endless Summer, and the great line was when they go and they have their boards and they're ready to go. And they said, I should have been here yesterday. It was really bitching, meaning that the day they get there is not, And this is unusual, but at least, as I said, the committee's doing a great job. The boats can perform in this. So I'm afraid it's more of the same, gentlemen. That big high dome is still sitting over us.
How many times have we been to a regatta anywhere in the world, and they say, we never have
this
like this. A quick read through the comments. A lot of people are tuning into these shows. We're very grateful for you tuning in. And again, Cole, where's Cole? Cole, you were getting a comment from Nathan Gullickson, who's saying, go Cole, Cole Tappers. Sabrina Robertson's on, complimenting her mother. Again, there's an Eliza Ashby. Good morning. Anyone know Eliza Ashby? Club member here. Thank you, Christine. Rick Bannerow checking in from the East Coast. Jack Flores. Is that a friend of yours? Jack Flores saying, go USA. Flores in Espanol, cheering for maybe all the American teams. Go Jeffrey and Morgan, Trevor Gurley in Japan watching, cheering for the Balboa team. Will Bolden, he's saying, he's on. He's awake.
He's wondering where he is. Where am I?
He's saying, go Sarge. And Chris Shepard saying, you, Mr. Davidson, I'm not quite sure, but he's, I guess Ryan in the race committee. We should, again, Andy, say that what a great job the umpires are doing. I made a snarky remark yesterday only because I am an old umpire.
Well, what you guys missed was when Tom yesterday said, these umpires, he's just, who started this? Well, he did.
Long
the
time
Congressional Cup a long time ago.
before any of these guys and gals were born.
Right. And I've found that I won this cup before your parents were born.
Well, that's true. Nathan Gullickson is again on here. A lot of comments. He's cheering for the coach's corner, Andrew. He wants the coach's corner.
Well, if he can find Will, then we'll do it.
And Deborah Colquitt. Alec, give her a cheer. She's on. And there's somebody, a name new to me, Richard Rychik. Is that a friend of yours? He's a Canadian friend. Go Canada. Oh, Canada. Okay, that's some of the many comments today. Andrew, anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I think it's going to be quite a day. I mean, it's in the golf tour they call it moving day, and this is probably close to moving day. By the end of the day, we're going to know it probably will not be 9. It'll probably be less than that. But you know what? You never know. And on the other hand, there still will be probably 4 races to go tomorrow. So with 4 races to go, at
4 in the round robin, too.
In the round robin, and with a 2-point lead or a 2-point behind is nothing. So
is this typical from memory? Is this typical to have so many teams in the hunt for the semis?
Not always, but this one is one of the best without question. So kudos to Brian Bissell was here Monday night. Brian is the head of the selection committee, and so far, selection committee is looking pretty smart. So you guys are doing great. Go for it.
Thank you, Andrew. Andy Rose, Gulf Cup guru. Any announcement, Andy, before you go about tonight about the beer cans?
Yeah, just the regatta comes first, and it would really be good to get another 6 races in today. And if that takes too long, it takes too long. If you're back for the beer can, great. We'll put everybody on a boat. But if you're not, you're not. And the barbecue will be here anyway, and I hope you enjoyed the barbecue last night. It's pretty good food at this club. So anyway, yeah. So we'll hope to see you at beer can, but we don't know. Oh, Neville. I decided the way to do this, Neville, is for you to move to Newport Beach and get 4 of your friends all to run for city council. And then you can do whatever you like.
Then we could race in the bay.
Yeah, then we could race in the bay. But anyway, we have this beautiful Pacific Ocean out here, and we choose to use it. All right?
Andy
Okay.
Rose, thank you very much. Wrap this up here. Just to remind everybody that television continues tomorrow morning. We'll repeat this 0900 morning show tomorrow and again on Saturday. And in the meantime, tomorrow we will also go live with racing out on the Pacific, Neville, at 11:30 a.m. Live coverage of that. Chris Bretschker and his Gov Cup TV team. And then we come back in here with a press conference at 7. Andy will interview the 4 semifinalist skippers tomorrow night, Friday night at 7, 1900 Pacific. And then do it all again Saturday with racing live at 11:30. Followed by a press conference and awards ceremony, a prize giving here that Christine Gribben will conduct right here on the stage with the flag officers, some of the flag officers at least, of 2 of the flag officers of the esteemed Balboa Yacht Club. Thank you all for joining us. So our next show is tomorrow morning, Friday morning at 0900. Hope to see you all then. Thank you very much and have a great day.